Transmite en su canal de frecuencia modulada estereofónica multiplex La Voz Radio desde New Haven, Connecticut al mundo.
Hello. You're listening to WNHH 103.5 FM, the New Haven Independent.org. And also, if you go to your computers and you put in lavozhispanact.com, you will not only be able to listen to us, but you will also be able to see us. We have live here on our studio audience, Michelle Gregorio. Thank you, Michelle, for being here with us.
Thank you for having us, Norma.
And Michelle is running for mayor in the Republican Party for the town of West Haven.
Correct.
Thank you. And also with us, we have Pat Libero, and she is the town chair of the Republican Party, and she is also running for re-election for the Board of Education. Thank you so much, Pat, for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting us.
Okay. Now, Michelle is going to tell us a little bit about West Haven, okay? And then a little bit about herself and why she is running for mayor and why we need to give her our vote. So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about West Haven because we have a lot of our listeners are newcomers to Connecticut and even to the greater New Haven area. And so when we talk about West Haven, I want to make sure that they know the town or the city that we're talking about.
Okay. West Haven is a town east of New Haven. New Haven is where I grew up, and I adopted West Haven 15 years ago as my hometown. We have residents of about 54,000 people. We're a working class community. We're well known for our big hearts. West Haven people have a wonderful way of taking care of our fellow citizens. And years ago, West Haven used to be a hub of manufacturing. Right now, West Haven is having a bit of a problem. We're trying to get economic development back into town because our taxes are very high, and currently we are under the guideline of the state of Connecticut through the MARB, which means that the state is watching how we spend our money. So we haven't done a very great job over the last 10 to 20 years, and I'm looking to improve that.
Thank you. So in terms of the population, you said that it's 54,000, and I know back in the 2010 census, which I want to remind everyone that we are getting ready for the new census next year, and I'm sure a lot of us will be very surprised with the way the count comes and the demographics and what is happening to Connecticut, because we keep losing people in the state of Connecticut, and that's not good for us because that means we may then end up losing a congressman. But back in 2010 census, we had 52,000 as our candidate for mayor just mentioned. There's 54,000 people there. And back then it was 74% white, 16% African American, and then so that makes it 90. That means back then 10% was of all other ethnicity. I am sure that is not what is happening right now in West Haven, right?
Correct. And thank you for that question. It's a very important question. There's a wide diversity of cultures and heritages in West Haven. Needless to say, the Hispanic population has grown immensely. You'll see a lot of Hispanic businesses flourishing in West Haven. The other population that's grown is the Turkish population. Very happy to have them and embrace them as part of our diversity. The culture is just wonderful. We had a wonderful Spanish event on our beach a few years back. Unfortunately, some of those events have gone by the wayside because of our budgetary issues. I would love to bring all that back because we need to celebrate who we are.
You know, I noticed a big difference between West Haven and East Haven in terms of reaching out to diversity. There was a big issue in East Haven because what's happening in that area with predominantly Italians. They moved in, and it was like first, second generation Italians that started all the businesses on Main Street. And they basically started these businesses so that they could work hard and their kids would not have to work as hard as which is the typical American dream. But what's happened in East Haven was that a lot of these businesses were closing because the kids did not want to run those businesses. But yet, the only ones that are basically starting new businesses are the new Latinos that are coming in. So the East Haven community did not embrace them and we're talking about several years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Now things have changed quite a bit. There's more, but unfortunately, the Supreme Court had to come in to deal with that issue. And I noticed that in West Haven, they have reached out and they have accepted the fact that, it's time to move on, to accept the new
Right.
people that are coming. And so as you mentioned about all the new businesses that are coming up, because if it were not for the minority businesses that are coming in, the Latino businesses, the Turkish businesses, we would have nothing but boarded up buildings. And that is definitely not good for the economy.
No, not good for the economy. And I'm happy to say I have Latino volunteers on my campaign. It's been wonderful to be able to reach out to a Latino voter who maybe English is a second language and they need to speak to somebody in their home language. The other thing that I find too, I worked for an international company. I took an early retirement from the big corporation. And in my travels with that job, as well as another job that I had, one of my great adventures was traveling to work in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And I always looked forward to sharing the wonderful food and the culture and the families, and it was just a great environment. And I think, being educated on how people's cultures are, working with people with other cultures, you need to open your eyes and your hearts to these things, because there's many give and take that's associated with all that, and a lot that people that can offer to us.
Michelle, I always say that a lot of it is generational.
I would agree.
Many of us grew up very prejudiced, but it had to do with our parents instilling that in us. And the diversity did not exist. But now our kids and our grandchildren, they will not allow us to talk about any other culture. I mean, they will actually make you feel like, what grade are you in?
Right. And I think it's fear of the unknown, too.
Yeah.
It's fear of the unknown. When my children were growing up, we always sponsored children from international, other countries as students. And there's so much to learn from each other. So I think it's a matter of keeping your minds and your heart open and not being afraid, because I think fear stops us from progressing.
Yeah. I have had the opportunity to speak to a lot of people because I was the director of the Atwater Senior Center, and they were all Italian, Irish, Polish in that order. And, many of us never thought that our kids were married outside of the culture or outside of the religion. But look at how times have changed.
Yes. And my children, God bless, they're all doing well. And yes, they are great reminders of there are opportunities for many cultures, many unions, many things that can happen that are positive for us.
So, Michelle, tell us, when did you get involved in the world of politics, and what was the defining moment that said, I can't take it anymore, I have to do this?
Well, I grew up in New Haven. One of my best friends ran for an alderman back in the day, and we'll go back quite a while.
In New Haven?
In New Haven. That person also ran for state representative, and he was a Republican, and I said, this is the party for me. And so I've been pretty much involved in the backside of politics for quite a while. I was a town chairman at one time. I did run for a couple of offices. And in West Haven, I've been on the Board of Finance for under 3 different administrations, going back to the early 2004 time. And I'm finding that although the board is diverse as far as political parties, we work well together, and I've had this anticipation for many years now that this would spread out through the rest of the city, that everyone would work together and find solutions to our issues. That hasn't happened, and the defining moment is when I realize that nothing is going to change unless I step in. And step in with a team that has the ability to affect this change, but work as a team and work together. Remember, after the election is over, you stop being a politician, you become a public servant. And I think we've lost our way in that direction.
Good. Maybe I can ask our town chairman, what is what percentage of the registered voters in West Haven are Republicans, and what percentage are Democrats, and what percentage are unaffiliated?
We're pretty much 4-1 Democrat to Republican, and then the majority is unaffiliated.
Majority. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Okay, because one of the reasons why I asked that is Mayor Biagio de Lido. Okay, he was a Republican. All of the folks from East Shore Italians or Republicans. The last Republican mayor was Italian. His family, they own the funeral home. Celentano Funeral Home. And I remember when there was a big fight between the Irish and the Italians back in the late 70s. DeLito then decided that he was going to change his party because he knew that he would never be able to beat Logue as a Republican. And he asked a lot of his people, his friends and everybody, to switch parties. So we actually in New Haven have a lot of Republicans that are a lot of Republicans that are registered as Democrats so that they can actually vote in the primaries, because that's when the decisions were made in the primary as to who was going to be the candidate in November. So they realized that if you live in a city where there's so many registered Democrats, in order for you to have a fair share, then you need to belong to that party. And DeLito did that. He ran as a Democrat, and he won. And none of the Republicans switched back to be Republicans. They have stayed in the Democratic Party only so that they can have a seat at the table. Do you envision that possibly happening in West Haven, that maybe that could be an idea for them in order for them to be able to win? Because if they just run as Republicans, being that there aren't that many Republicans in West Haven, that at some time may end up being a plan. Because it's a big difference when you're in the suburbs and it's 50-50, okay? Then that the race is fair. But when you're talking about a 4-1 margin, then... So do you understand where I'm coming from? And how do you see?
We have a lot of Republicans that are registered as Democrats because they want to vote in primaries. It's absolutely true. They'll say, I'm really a Republican, but I want to vote in the primaries. And that defeats the purpose. It doesn't help us if you're doing that. So, but that's a paradigm shift that we have to work on. When Michelle gets in, we can work on that to say, we've won, now come join us, come back to the fold and join us, because now we have the power to bring them back. And I understand that. I understand that if you want, there's been times when we haven't even run a mayoral candidate. So if you're not a registered Democrat, then you aren't in on the process, and you haven't voted for mayor. So I'm hoping that this kind of resurgence is happening. We have some really good candidates running. We have some really hard workers running. And I'm hoping that we always get whatever we get. We get 2 people on the Board of Ed. We get 1 for at-large. I'm hoping that we get a few people on council this time. I hope we win all 3 seats on Board of Ed. It would be a really nice change to show people that we're working and we're trying to do our best for everyone. And I think Michelle can lead us there.
If I could jump in here, Norma. The only guarantee with this election next week is that a woman will get elected. Okay, my opponent's a woman. But the other thing that we've seen with the Democrats too, that even though that there's many of them, there seems to be a lot of factions within the party. So the feedback I'm getting this year in the campaign trail, people are looking at the individual who's running and not necessarily the party. And because some of these Democrats are maybe of conservative value, and maybe former Republicans, there'll be votes probably coming my way with the hope that, again, I get the majority and win the election. So I don't think we're too far from maybe building up Republican ranks again, especially, with presidentials coming up next year. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. The ideal here is that, we need to spend our money wisely and reduce our taxes and bring businesses to town. I think whether you're a Democrat or Republican, I think you could jump on board with that idea.
Definitely. Yeah. How about the Galleria that they were planning, or is that ever going to happen?
You're talking about the Havens?
Yes.
I have said that if it happens, we should be ecstatic. If it doesn't happen, like any good business person, I think you need to have Plan B waiting in the wings. Yes. I don't think that's housing, but I do think that would be something that would bring business to town and another major economic development program. It's unfortunate that it's lingered this long, and I know there's been roadblocks, but I think we need to do a little better job of partnering with developers and businesses that come to town, as well as them being good neighbors. So neighbors in that area have lost tremendous value on their homes, and this cannot go on indefinitely without having a firmer timeline as to when events will happen.
Okay. So you get elected January 1st is when you get
December 1st, actually. The first Sunday in December.
That's when you take
That's
office.
when you take office.
Oh, okay. Because in New Haven, it's January 1st. You get sworn in, and then okay. So December 1st, you get elected. What is the first thing you're going to be doing?
The first thing that I would like to do is sit down with every department in the city and talk to the employees and get a feel for how they feel their jobs are and where they think we could improve. I think improvement and personal improvement, as well as supporting them with training and the right tools, is really important to get the job done. And then the very second thing, and it's going to be concurrently, really dig into the budget, but also make sure we put together a great economic development team, because cutting spending is one thing, but if we're not bringing business to town, tax relief is never going to be there. And West Haven is full of possibilities. We're full of vibrancy. We're full of great people. There's no reason why we can't get all of this done.
So what would you do differently to bring in economic development than what the present mayor is doing?
The present Economic Development Commissioner is actually a real estate broker. Great guy, great at what he does. He's not a city planner or doesn't have that economic development background as we see with other cities that have successful economic development. The other thing that has not happened, similar to the Board of Finance, is that we do have an Economic Development Commission. They have been underutilized, haven't met at all. A lot of talent there. And I think we need to embrace the idea of being more business friendly. And so we need to talk to developers, business people, local business people, real estate people. Build that high power team that has all the ideas. They could be out of the box, off the wall, but guess what? We're not going to get there unless we work collaboratively and positively in the right direction. We need to be open for business, and we also need to be a business-friendly and establish that business-friendly environment where our building department and all those associated departments, they're right there fast-tracking and helping businesses get in place.
Good.
Can I interrupt one
Sure.
thing? Michelle and I have discussed also that we need someone who's going to call people and say, our community has this and your business offers that. Come here, join us. We need you in our business. We need you here because we're a beach community and you sell sunglasses, you sell bathing suits, you sell suntan lotion. We have a great surf shop. Come partner with them. We've talked about taking what we already have, calling people up with similar businesses or businesses that complement that and say, come to our town and work with us. We want you here. And seeking those people out, not waiting for them to come to us.
Correct. And also we have a high unemployment rate in West Haven, comparatively so to the rest of our surrounding area. Instead of taking state bailout money like we are now, how's this for an idea? How about taking money for apprenticeship programs to train people to get jobs? How about taking money for enterprise zone? We partner with Yale, biotech research, all taxable entities that we could create jobs, put them on the tax roll, bring great businesses to town, create partnerships. So we need to think a little bit further into the future about what's sustainable. Housing isn't necessarily the way to go. It should be complementary, but not a primary target, right? And even our beaches, we've underutilized our beaches, and there's so much opportunity there that we need to take advantage of.
Yeah, what good is bringing in the people if the jobs are not there for them
Correct.
to be able to sustain them?
And that's
like you
empowerment,
said.
isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pat, so you're a member of the Board of Ed.
Yes, I am.
What do you see in terms of the difference of the Board of Education in New Haven versus the Board of Education in West Haven?
I think that our Board of Education works like the Finance Committee. We're bipartisan. There are 3 Republicans on, 6 Democrats, and we all work together for the betterment of the schools. We support the superintendent and assistant superintendent. We are very active. We all adopt a school. And even though we only adopt one school, we all go to many of the things. We go to many of the events. We go to motor sporting events. We go to, there's concerts and plays, and we get invited to all the award ceremonies. If it's Student of the Month or read to a class, we're invited to all of those things, and we're very active, all of us, no matter what. People take time off from their jobs to go read to a class if that's what they're asked to do. And I think that really enhances what we do, because when we go to the meetings, we say, I was at this school or that school, and they embraced us. They invited us to come there. It was so exciting. We get invited to special luncheons, and we get to celebrate what our kids are doing, and we have a great, diverse population. In the high school, I think there's like 40-something languages. It's crazy. And we have people who go out of their way to work with these kids and make their lives better. We have a great, when we talk about this, the community helping others, Dana Paradis is the principal of West Haven High School, and she came up with Westies on Wheels a few years ago when she realized kids did not have backpacks and they didn't have supplies for school. And they start collecting in like September for the following year, and then they go to certain places, and you bring your proof of residency and how many kids are registered, and you get a backpack for each kid, and you get a book, and you get a lunch, and you get something to eat. It's a great celebration, and everyone comes together to do that. At the high school, they also have a whole closet with supplies, soap, detergent, shampoo, clothing, for kids who may have run out of it. Maybe somebody fell on hard times. We have high unemployment. People are not able to always provide what they need, so we like to provide that for our kids. And again, it's all through donations, it's all through the schools, and these are people who give up their time to do it for our kids, and it's a great community.
Pat, are all the positions elected or some appointed, and is it a hybrid board?
The board is all elected.
Elected. Okay. Do they have to be 3 Republicans and 6 Democrats, or
we run every 2 years, but we have 4-year terms. So there's never a fully complete board on, if that makes sense. There's always somebody left over. So 5 of us are running this time, and there's 4 positions. So next time it'll be 6 people will run, and there'll be 5 positions. So we
so
always.
there's a total of how many on the board?
9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you mentioned how it's 46 languages, and that's crazy in a good way, because I guess that's what makes America the country that, lots of foreign countries, they want to come here. The American dream, and the fact that it's a little world, because you have someone from every single country out there here in America. Right. I want to take this time and thank you so much for being our guest here, Pat. Thank you so much, and I wish you well and good luck. And
thanks for inviting us.
You have already been providing 4 years or 6 years on the board of
8
years. They are 2-year terms.
4-year terms.
4-year terms.
But people run every 2 years.
Okay.
So this is my 3rd time running.
Great. So I wish you lots of success, and thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Also, Michelle, closing remarks.
Thank you again for having us. It's great to be back in New Haven, where I grew up. I remember when Levels started way back when. It's just been wonderful to see you guys flourish. My closing remarks are, it's important that everybody gets out to vote. There's a lot at stake in this particular election. I feel I have the credentials, the ability, and the energy to get the job done. I'm a little bit different than the current mayor in that my background is such as that I've negotiated union contracts, I've done restructuring, I've worked with millions of dollars. I'm not afraid to come out of retirement, and I've been quite busy, and it's been a little bit of fun and a little bit of angst sometimes, but it's been wonderful to be able to put all that to work, and I do want to do that for the city.
Well, I want to just remind all of you that you have been listening to WNHH 103.5 FM, and please do not forget to vote on November 5th, right? Tuesday, November 5th, from 6 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. And if anyone would like to know where they need to vote, then I would recommend that you call 203-231-7274 for information on where to vote and how to go about it. Once again, thank you for listening. This is Norma Rodriguez Reyes, your guest in K-Pasa. Health, money, and love, and plenty of time to enjoy it. And may we live to be 120 in good health. Till next time. Gracias.
Gracias.
Saludos amigos y amigas, soy Carlos Resto, su anfitrión de La Voz Informativa. Los invito a que me acompañen todos los lunes de 4:30 a 5:30 p.m. para que se informen sobre la actualidad política de los Estados Unidos y su impacto en la comunidad latina. Búsquenos en la radio por 103.5 FM. Síguenos en Facebook, lavozhispanacT.com, en streaming live en lavozhispanaradio.com, también en Twitter, Instagram y YouTube. ¡Los esperamos!
Hola compas, los invitamos a escuchar La Voz del Inmigrante todos los miércoles de 3 a 4 de la tarde, aquí en la 103.5 FM, La Voz Hispana Radio, a través del Facebook Live, La Voz Hispana Connecticut, también en Twitter y en YouTube y en la página web de La Voz Hispana.
Ellos tienen el poder y lo van a perder. Tienen el poder y lo van a...
Escúchenos y entérese de lo que pasa con la comunidad migrante del estado de Connecticut.
Si nos educamos, nos organizamos. Si nos organizamos, luchamos. Y si luchamos, ganamos.
El pueblo unido
jamás será vencido.
Transmite en su canal de frecuencia modulada estereofónica multiplex La Voz Radio, desde New Haven, Connecticut, al mundo.
Muy buenas tardes, esta es Norma Rodríguez Reyes en el show K-Pasa y ustedes nos están escuchando a través de WNHH 103.5 FM y estamos aquí en vivo con la que está corriendo para el Partido Republicano como alcaldesa de la ciudad de West Haven, Michelle Gregorio. Gracias, Michelle, por estar hoy con nosotros.
Thank you for having me, Norma.
También tenemos con nosotros a Pat Libero, y ella es la presidenta del Partido Republicano de West Haven. Y también ella es una candidata para reelección en la Junta de Educación de la ciudad de West Haven. Gracias, Pat, por estar con nosotros hoy.
Thank you for having us.
Ok. Aquí vamos a... Ustedes hoy van a aprender inglés y el español porque vamos a traducir, ¿ok? Tenemos a Michelle, como dije, que ella está corriendo como alcaldesa para West Haven y ella quiere ser su alcaldesa. Entonces, Michelle, please let us know why you are running for Mayor of West Haven. Michelle, por favor, déjanos saber por qué tú estás corriendo como alcaldesa de la ciudad de West Haven.
I am running for mayor of West Haven because I believe in the people of West Haven and I believe we could do a better job. I believe we have missed opportunities. I have a plan and a vision to reduce our taxes.
Bueno, la razón por la cual yo estoy corriendo como alcaldesa, porque yo creo en la gente de West Haven. Yo tengo trabajos que tienen que hacer, hay una gran oportunidad que no se está tomando ventaja y yo tengo un plan para West Haven.
Including bringing businesses to town that will provide jobs to our citizens. Our employment rate is very high.
Eso incluye trayendo trabajos, empleos para West Haven. El porcentaje de personas que no tienen trabajo es altísimo en West Haven.
Correct. Also, I believe it's important that we celebrate our diversity. We have had lack of festivals and other events that have been taken away from the citizens because we have not had the money to actually have those events. I think there's better ways to do that and celebrate.
Y yo también pienso que nosotros tenemos que celebrar la diversidad. Por causa de la falta de dinero, no hemos podido tener festivales ni otros diferentes programas en el cual debemos de seguir teniendo.
And the other issue that we've been facing is that the state has now taken over direction of our finances.
El problema que ahora mismo estamos enfrentándonos es que el estado de Connecticut ahora es que nos ha quitado nuestras finanzas.
We need to do a better job, and I know we can do a better job and actually reduce our taxes and, again, bring businesses to town so that the state is no longer involved with managing us.
Necesitamos hacer un mejor trabajo y la manera que podemos hacer mejor trabajo es reduciendo los impuestos, trayendo más negocios a la ciudad y así entonces el Estado ya no tiene que estar vigilándonos.
That is correct.
Qué bien. Why do you feel that you are the person that can get this job done? ¿Por qué es que tú sientes que tú eres la persona que puede hacer este trabajo?
I have taken an early retirement from the big corporation, and in my role and in my many roles in the past with another company, I've managed millions of dollars. I have done union negotiations. I've built teams, and I've also done restructuring of organizations. All of this is what the state has asked our current mayor to do. The current mayor is also an accountant. She's a public accountant, but her particular skills and background do not match what is needed to run a city and run the city well, working with the many, many diversity in people.
Ok. Voy a tratar, ¿ok? Ella tomó un retiro de la Big Corporation bien temprano, pero en el papel ella ya ha manejado millones de dólares, ella ha hecho negociaciones con las uniones, negociaciones con diferentes, se tiene que reestructurar la deuda. Entonces, ella, para que así el Estado le ha pedido a la presente alcaldesa que haga eso y ella no lo ha hecho. Y yo sí puedo hacer eso.
Instead, the response from the current mayor is to raise our taxes over the next 4 to 5 years. Our taxes are high, and there are ways to look at our spending and reduce spending without impacting services. As a member of the Board of Finance, I have given all those recommendations to the current mayor, and none of them have been explored.
Okay. Lo que la alcaldesa presente quiere hacer, ella quiere aumentar los impuestos, ¿ok? En los próximos 4 o 5 años. Entonces, ella, maneras en la cual ella puede coger y reducir el gasto, porque ella piensa que sí, ella puede hacer eso, y sin tener impacto en el valor de la vida de las personas.
Including the people that are working in City Hall right now do not have the proper requirements and expertise to get the job done.
Incluyendo las personas que presentemente en esta administración están trabajando en la alcaldía, no tienen la destreza para poder lograr este trabajo.
One of those examples is the Economic Development Commissioner.
Un ejemplo de esto es el comisionado del desarrollo económico.
He is a wonderful person, but he is a real estate broker and not a professional city planner.
Él es una gran persona, pero él es una persona de bienes y raíces, no un profesional planeador de la ciudad.
Having professional people in the right places will help the city thrive. This is one area where it is needed badly.
Teniendo la persona correcta en las áreas va a ayudar que la ciudad se mueva hacia adelante, y eso yo lo haré.
I don't know everything, but I do have a vision and a plan, and I'm willing to surround myself with people and professions that can help the city succeed.
Yo no sé todo, pero yo tengo una visión y un plan, y yo estoy dispuesta a tener las personas alrededor de mí que van a poder ayudar para que la ciudad sea un éxito.
May I tell you a story?
Le voy a contar una historia.
I went to one door.
Fui a una puerta.
A woman who paid for her house in full.
Una señora que había pagado su casa enteramente.
After 26 years was laid off from her job.
Después de 26 años, ella perdió su trabajo.
She became ill with a chronic illness.
Ella se enfermó con una enfermedad crónica.
And fell behind on her taxes.
Y no pudo pagar sus impuestos.
She tried to make a payment arrangement with the tax department.
Trató de hacer un arreglo con el departamento de impuestos.
And she was told until her back taxes are paid.
Se le dijo que hasta que sus impuestos atrasados fueran pagados,
that they would not make arrangement. Instead, she would be subject to a lien against her property.
Que no le iban a hacer ningún tipo de arreglo, que lo que le iban a hacer era poner un embargo en su propiedad.
When I heard that story, my first thought was, this cannot stand, because I hear similar stories from similar people. We need to change our ways. One of those ways is to reduce our taxes.
Cuando yo escuché esa historia, yo dije, eso no puede seguir sucediendo. Nosotros tenemos que empezar a reducir nuestros impuestos.
There are ways to reach out to our employees and talk to them about what needs to happen, and I am sure they would be more than happy to help us.
Hay maneras de salir, llegar a hablar con los empleados de la ciudad, y yo estoy más que seguro que muchos de ellos tienen un montón de diferentes ideas en cómo esto va a suceder.
3 of those items would be an early retirement program.
3 de esos tipos serían retiro tempranamente,
taking health insurance and looking at that again for reduction in cost,
cogiendo el seguro de salud y reducir los costos,
and maybe identifying an opportunity for a pension lump sum distribution.
y posiblemente identificar para una pensión de una cantidad nada más.
All those items are major factors and part of our budget that need to be looked at.
Todo eso que hemos hablado son mayormente factores y necesitamos mirarlos.
Without displacing our workers, but identifying areas where maybe retirees can be replaced by technology or consolidating some of our services.
Y posiblemente identificar en la cual nuestros empleados puedan ser reemplazados con tecnología, technology, and what's the other one?
And consolidating our services.
Y consolidar los servicios.
We have identified duplication of services, and it is my hope we continue to look at these items to help the taxpayer, but also recognize the worker.
Hemos identificado duplicación de servicio y necesitamos mirar eso, pero a la misma vez reconociendo a los empleados.
Of course, the half full glass in me says that I would love to have many businesses come to town where we might increase our employee population in West Haven.
Por supuesto que la parte de mí que siempre ve el vaso medio lleno, ¿ok? Lo que quiere es atraer a nuevos negocios para aquí, para que así podamos, a través de esos nuevos negocios que van a estar pagando impuestos, nosotros reducir los impuestos.
But the first order of leadership in establishing policy is to identify an issue and work on the solution, and that is my plan.
La primer orden es identificar el asunto y trabajar en él. Y ese es mi plan. Thank you so much. Very precise. Muy preciso lo que Michelle Gregorio, como alcaldesa de ustedes en el Partido Republicano, ella ya le dejó saber cuáles son sus planes para mejorar la situación en West Haven. Queremos recordarle que las elecciones son en noviembre 5, desde las 6 de la mañana hasta las 8 de la noche. Si quieren información, pueden ir al 203-231-7274 y ahí ustedes pueden hablar con Michelle Gregorio y darle su opinión o cualquier cosa que quieren discutir con ella. Quiero también recordar que tenemos a Pat Libero y ella es la presidenta del Partido Republicano de West Haven y a la misma vez ella está corriendo para reelección de la Junta de Educación. Pat, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the demographics in the Republican Party and how do you see a possibility of the Republicans taking over West Haven. Pat, cuéntanos de la demográfica del Partido Republicano en West Haven y qué plan tú tienes para que los republicanos puedan ser electos.
We have a diverse group.
Tenemos un grupo diverso.
And we have a diverse group of ages.
Y también diverso en términos de edades.
starting at 18 and going on up to older.
Desde 18 hasta mucho más hacia adelante.
We have men and women, and we have several different nationalities that are participating even on our ticket.
Okay. Tenemos en nuestro ticket, okay, el que estamos corriendo juntamente ciertos hombres y mujeres y diversos que están corriendo en el partido.
So we're hoping that when Michelle wins, we will have more people come on board and work with us, because we welcome everyone, and a lot of people come to our meetings, and we are all here to make West Haven better.
Okay. Entonces, cuando Michelle gane, okay, nosotros todos trabajaremos juntos para hacer a West Haven mejor. Okay, in terms of the Republican Party, you said that there was a 4-to-1 ratio, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So how do you see the Republican Party winning in November? En términos de, hay por cada 4 demócratas hay un republicano. ¿Cómo tú ves que el Partido Republicano puede ganar en las elecciones en noviembre?
This is the second time that we've been under Democratic control for about 30 years.
Hemos estado bajo el control de los demócratas por más de 30 años.
And this is the second time the state has come in to take over our finances.
Y esta es la segunda vez que el Estado ha tenido que venir a tomar nuestras finanzas.
That's embarrassing.
Eso es abochorno.
We are coming in with a plan to develop economics to come into our town.
Tenemos un plan para desarrollar la economía.
And we are embracing who we are and what we need to do to get things done in town.
Y estamos abrazando quiénes somos y qué es lo que tenemos que hacer para lograr lo que necesitamos en nuestro pueblo.
I think people are fed up with the taxes and the lack of festivals and things that we used to have. People remember what West Haven used to be like and want to have us be a vibrant community again.
Okay. La gente está enfogonada con nuestros impuestos, la falta de festivales, que éramos una ciudad bien vibrante y queremos nuevamente ser eso. Pat, tell us about the Board of Education. Can you tell us about the difference between the Board of Education in New Haven and the Board of Education in West Haven? Pat, por favor, como ella está corriendo como para reelección en la Junta de Educación, si nos puedes dejar saber cuál es la diferencia entre la Junta de Educación de New Haven y la Junta de Educación de West Haven.
West Haven is an elected board.
La Junta de West Haven es toda completamente electa.
6 Democrats to 3 Republicans currently.
6 demócratas y 3 republicanos corrientemente.
We work well together and we work for the betterment of our students.
Trabajamos bien juntos y trabajamos para la mejoría de nuestros estudiantes.
We all adopt a school and we attend many of the functions, are invited to many functions that we attend.
Nosotros todos adoptamos una escuela y vamos a muchas de los eventos que se nos invitan.
We're a very hands-on and invested board.
Nosotros invertimos bastante y estamos ahí dando la mano.
I'm very proud to be on it and I hope to be reelected.
Me siento bien orgullosa de estar en ella y espero ser reelecta. Bueno, thank you so much. Michelle, is there something else that you feel you would like to say to our listeners?
I think this year is a pivotal year. I think everyone needs to come out and vote because some people have felt that their vote doesn't matter. Your vote does matter. And West Haven, I am listening to you. This election is not about me. This election is about the people of the city of West Haven.
Okay. Estamos en un año pivotal muy importante. Cada voto cuenta. Yo quiero dejar saberle a la gente de West Haven que yo le estoy escuchando a ustedes. ¿Ok?
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Nuevamente quiero dejarles saber a ustedes que no se olviden que el próximo año tenemos el census, ¿ok? Y es importante que todos nosotros seamos contados, porque basado en el census, ahí es que se determina el dinero que va a entrar y también la representación en términos de los congresistas. So, le vamos a pedir que por favor no se olvide que se preparen para el census del año que viene. También quiero recordarles a ustedes que el Regional Water Authority, la compañía de agua, tiene fondos disponibles para ayudar a las personas que están teniendo dificultad pagando sus biles. Si quieren más información, por favor vayan a la website de Regional Water Authority, ¿ok? Y así pueden recibir información en cómo ustedes pueden recibir fondos para ayudarle a ustedes con su bill de agua. ¿Ok? Y esto vienen de fondos que gente donan hacia ese fondo. Nuevamente le quiero recordar que tenemos con nosotros a Michelle Gregorio. Ella quiere ser la alcaldesa del Partido Republicano. Y también tenemos a Pat Libero, que ella es la presidenta del Partido Republicano y también ella está corriendo para reelección de la Junta de Educación. Gracias por estar escuchándonos a nosotros. Thank you so much, Pat, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us. It was
And
great.
Michelle, thank you also so much for being here
Thank
with
you,
us.
Norm. It's great to be back
Yes, it is. And, I think primaries and elections are very important because that's what brings in the new blood into the world of politics, and which makes the world go round. Bueno, se despide de ustedes Norma Rodríguez Reyes en el show que pasa. Gracias por estar escuchándonos y hasta la próxima. Salud, dinero y amor y tiempo para disfrutarlo y que vivamos 120 años, pero en buena salud. Gracias. Thank you.